Our friend Sarah Lang's tweeting this. Of the 6 prior duos of multi-time Cy Young winners to be teammates, only one pair has started back-to-back games in a single postseason. Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux in 4 different series, and Scherzer and DeGrom will be the second such duo to do so. Before we get into Jacob DeGrom and what the Mets are hoping, my man Jake Peavy was at Game 1. Yesterday you were doing MLB Central, MLB Tonight. First and foremost, what time did you get out of here? How long did it take you to get there? We're in Secaucus, New Jersey. You're going to Queens.
For the love of the game. For the love of the game. That's right. Like I got baptized in it yesterday, Rube. I was here prepping and loving this, and I'm serious, reading our research team notes. It was just getting me excited. I bought a few tickets, and me and Mama went out and had a good time last night at the game. But, for me, the energy was just a little bit different than what I expected. And I feel like there was a hangover from Mets fans and Mets energy from that Braves series. It was almost like there was an expectance of after Josh Bell hit that home run. Man, it was, it just really wasn't as lively as I wanted it to be to start, given that energy. But I'm telling you, when Max gave up the homer to Josh Bell, it just seemingly went to a different energy and never, ever got there. I'm going to tell you, the Mets let me down in the first few innings. They had runners at third base with less than 2 outs, and they didn't put the ball in play. If they would have put those balls in play and got a run back or 2 runs back when they could have early, I think it would have changed the momentum. But tough night for Max Scherzer. I hated being close and watching the look on his face.
And early in the season, they were getting that done. Early in the season, they were, and I think they've gotten away from that here and late in the season. I think that's the reason why they've gone kind of stale there.
That's a great point.
Offensively.
We talked about how they were manufacturing runs, and they haven't been this huge power team. They had a couple chances early to get to Darvish and just put balls in play, sac flies, ground balls, and they would have put runs on the board. They didn't do that. They're going to have to figure out a way to do that tonight.
Awfully frustrating for Max Scherzer. He didn't pitch well against the Braves his last start, did not pitch well last night. He said it was about fastball command. Bottom line is Buck Showalter offered these thoughts after the game.
Well, he's got such good command of all his pitches. He was having trouble getting the ball away from his glove. He's trying to throw the ball in, for instance, to Bell, and he can't get it there. He had a lot of pitches that were leaking on him, but, with Max, that's happened before. Early in the outing, he's made the adjustments, and tonight he wasn't able to. But, we didn't score any runs, regardless of what, obviously. The expectations for Max are always high because of his track record, but we just didn't score any runs.
Pretty straightforward there from Buck Showalter, Ruben. The fact they got to score some runs. This offense needs to wake up.
Yeah, I mean, you made a great point about not driving in the runs. You have to drive in to make it happen, and all they got to do is get that one little ground ball to the middle of the field or the fly ball. They don't have to hit the big home run to get back into it. They didn't get it done. It will be interesting to see if they can bounce back today.
They better, otherwise the whole thing is over. So as far as the pitching matchup is concerned, remember before we're like, is DeGrom going to start Game 3? Is he starting Game 2? No, he's starting Game 2. As Buck Showalter said, let's see how Game 1 plays out. They need him now. They're going to go to their horse. As DeGrom's going to take on Blake Snell, who's no slouch himself. The numbers overall, DeGrom 5-4, 3.08 ERA. But Snell, a 3.38 ERA. He had a 1.76 ERA his final 7 regular season starts this season, as the Padres now have a chance to win just their second postseason series since reaching the World Series in 1998. DeGrom could be his final start as a New York Met, but here's the good news, Jake, if you're a Mets fan. DeGrom at home, nothing short of dominant this season.
Yeah, no, they're going to have to have him be, and this is, to me, is the biggest spot that we've seen Jacob DeGrom in a long time. And we've heard so much talk about Jacob DeGrom's the best pitcher that I've ever seen. I've heard it said from this desk, I've heard it said all across the league, and I've read it in papers. We're going to find out today if he's the best pitcher that we've ever seen, because your team needs you in a big way. You've got a lineup with the San Diego Padres that's good, but you should be able to handle the bigger type swings of that staff. I think he's going to come out and have a good day today again. But on the other side, I think Snell has a chance to match him. Yeah. And this is going to be one of those tit-for-tat games. If I'm a Mets fan, I'm coming with energy. I'm coming with expectation of my guys out there, and there's no way we're losing. And then on the offensive side, you've got to put some balls in play and manufacture runs. Get behind this guy, and let's win. If you can't win behind DeGrom when a must-win, you're not going to win the World Series. So Mets fans that thought you're going to win the World Series, today starts it.
And DeGrom finished the regular season in a funk, Ruben. He was 0-3 with a 6 ERA, so he's got something to prove out there today as well.
My biggest concern about DeGrom, even though he's electric, I mean, he's got great stuff. There's no question about it. He's only pitched in 7 innings 2 times in the entire year, in the 11 starts that he's had. He has not really been stretched out and has not dominated the way he should be dominating games. He kind of laid an egg a little bit there in Atlanta, giving up 3 home runs. I know there were 3 solos, but those are 3 home runs. Those are 3 mistakes in the game that he typically cannot, and I know he cannot make that against the Padres, who are riding a real big high after beating up on Scherzer. There's no question about the fact that, for me, DeGrom has to step up. This is the time for him to step up. He's done it before. He's done it before in the playoffs. He's had a lot of success doing it. He's had like the 4 out of the 5 games he's really dealt it. But it's time for him to really step up and be the guy. Hey, he's trying to maybe sign a new contract.
Absolutely.
He's upset about the $145 million he's already made. He wants some more. And so I think he's going to have to step up and show everyone that he is Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers in all baseball. It's time now for him.
And I think you're bang on about going deep in the game, right? Adam Wainwright does that. Max Scherzer does that. Garrett Cole does that. If you're going to be the big boy, you can't just go 5 and done. You're going to keep on going. We'll see if that happens for deGrom and the Mets today.